chit chat video. Once again, I am adjusting my stand. I want to bring you guys a little bit closer, just a little bit. Okay, I think this is gonna be. No, I think I went too low. Okay, so I think this is okay, and I think the lighting is okay. Yeah. I'm having like multiple lights going on. I have the light from my camera. See, it's too high. Because when I lean back, it looks crazy. Okay, so I think we're okay like this. Just kind of adjusting this a little bit here. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini chit chat video. Welcome back to another little mini vlog. So you guys, this is going to be my entrepreneurial vlog that was supposed to go out yesterday, but we had other things doing, so I didn't get a chance to post that one. So I wanted to go ahead and do it today quickly. Before I head out. So this one is not really, it's just kind of piggybacking off of the vlog I made telling you guys that I was heading back to school, going to university in January. Not full-time, part-time, because I am still working my full-time job, plus I am an entrepreneur, so I have those things going on still. So we're going to talk about why I decided to go back to school and some of the feedback that I've gotten, and some of the feedback that other people may get that are in the 40s plus age group. Okay, so before we go ahead and jump into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Shout out to all my Purple Heart members. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you didn't get a chance to join the live, you will see this when it re-uploads to YouTube. So thank you guys for your support in advance. You guys have been amazing. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the giveaways that we have going on the channel right now, so that everyone has a chance to take part and is up to speed on what's happening. Okay, so we have two giveaways going at the moment. We have the first giveaway is the Uber Eats gift card giveaway. We're doing two winners for that particular giveaway, and basically when we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, we will be selecting two winners to receive the electronic gift card. You must have a valid email address to receive the gift card, and you must be in Canada to access it. That's where I am. That's where the gift card is usable. So that's that for that particular giveaway. Second giveaway we have is the watch time giveaway. So that giveaway is for everyone. It is a cash prize giveaway. Once we hit the watch time goal on the channel, we will be picking one winner for that particular giveaway. The only stipulation is you must have access to Western Union to receive the transfer, and you must have valid government issued ID, photo ID, to pick up the transfer. If you're familiar with Western Union, you know the drill. Those are the only stipulations, and it's open to everyone. And that's what we have going on in terms of giveaways. Okay, so we're going to jump into today's topic. Thank you guys for joining. For those of you who came through, we appreciate your time. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the whole going back to school, going back to university, specifically at 47, some of the feedback I've received, and why I decided to go back to school at this particular time. And does age have anything to do with it? Should that be a barrier for education? We're going to get into that. So first of all, going back to school has been something that I wanted to do for some time. Yesterday was my 9-year celebration at my job. So I've been there for 9 years in my position. I've been super blessed to have that longevity. With that being said, after 9 years of working in my field, I decided that I wanted to up the knowledge scope. I wanted to gain a little bit more knowledge, not only just for my position, but also um, stuff that can help me in my entrepreneurial journey as well. So I decided that I wanted to take some business courses, that I wanted to learn a little bit more about business management and the back end part of things. So currently, in my field, at my job, I have been fortunate enough to be able to take part in their university programs that they offer through work. So that was very important. Wanting to go back to school is one thing. I've always wanted to go back. I always wanted to kind of gain more knowledge in my field, do, elevate on that particular level. But the cost has always been the barrier. It is super expensive. If you've gone to university, if you have kids in university now, you guys know the cost associated with that is like just through the roof. So that has always kind of been something that held me back. Like, how am I going to pay for this program? Like, how am I going to pay for this stuff? Could I pay for it out of pocket? Yes, I could, but it would be very, very difficult. It would put a financial strain on my family, on the resources, all of that. So for years, I kind of always just put it to the back burner, put it to the back burner. So recently, I had a talk with HR. As I said, my 9-year anniversary was yesterday. So leading up to that, we touched bases. We talked about, career development. What else do you want to do? Do you want to, move up into a different position? Do you want to stay in your position and grow within that? Where do you want to go at this particular crossroad? And I mentioned, I really would like to have some time to invest in education. I really would like to learn about certain things, what I wanted to do. And then she said, well, why don't you do it through us? And I said, do it through you? How? How is that even possible? So she said, you know, just in case you don't know, we have this program with McMaster University. And I said, McMaster, that's like one of the best universities in Canada. So I was like, okay, no, I'm definitely interested. So she started to explain that there are different programs, different degrees, different programs, diploma programs, degree programs, certificate programs, depending on what you want to do, where you want to go, and all of that. And I said, oh my God, I'm so excited. I definitely want to look into some business courses. I definitely want to pursue a particular degree in business. And she said, well, that's amazing. That's great. We would definitely cover the cost for those courses through the joint program with my company and the university. So I was like, I almost literally fell on the floor. I was so freaking happy. I was so happy. I was so thankful and grateful. I had been praying and asking God to help me find a way to get this done. And having her tell me that was just the best news I've had in a really long time. So of course I immediately applied. I, got into my program. I shared that with you guys earlier. So now we're going to talk about the feedback, right? So obviously I'm super excited. So I start, I want to share the news with family and friends and stuff like that. Most people, 95% were super excited because they understood the elevation process, and they understood what I'm trying to do and why this is really, really important to the foundation that I'm building. But there was that 5%, there's always going to be the naysayers, the skeptics, the cynics, the negative, the people who feel like, you know, they're justified in their reasoning, and they may be from their perspective as it pertains to them. So there's a lot of self-projection. Okay, so I got the, oh my God, you're turning 48 next year. Is that really what you want to do? Oh my God, aren't you too old like to go to school? Um, what else? Like, how are you gonna like keep up, and aren't you going to be too tired with work, and you have another job and all this other stuff? So there was, you know, that little bit of negativity, that it wasn't even constructive criticism. I can take constructive criticism because I'm a Virgo. I give criticism all the time. So I can definitely take critique. It's not an issue. But it was the negative, condescending, you know, type of energy that I got back from some people that made me really realize, like, you know, your journey is just your journey. And if it's for you and God says it's for you, then it's for you. It doesn't matter what other people think. It only matters what you think and how you feel. Yes, there is a factor that you have to take into account when you're an adult going into anything. Your plate is already full. Full-time job, entrepreneur, mother, the whole bit, all of it, right? How do you balance all of that? Well, you just have to kind of figure that out if you want to pursue a particular goal. And it doesn't have to just be school. It could be anything, starting another business, getting, you know, taking on anything extra on an already full plate. It has to be something that you're really, really going to be committed to and that you want to do. So I expressed, you know, I understand your, you know, where you're coming from, but this is something that I really want to do, and this is something that I have to do in terms of career development. In order to move forward, I have to learn this new information. I have to absorb all of these new things. Like I said, I've been doing the same thing for 9 years. Your brain starts to, well, for me, because I'm a person who likes to learn. I just like to absorb knowledge. I'm just how I've always been. So after 9 years, you start to feel a little bit stagnant. I need that mental kind of charge. I need to elevate on that level so that I can remain happy in my position, happy in my, you know, choice of position, and also gain knowledge, like I said, that can help me on my entrepreneurial journey. That is another huge component as to, you know, why I'm so focused on this. So age to me is not a barrier, and I don't feel like ageism is something that should come up when you're pursuing your dreams and your goals. Like, it doesn't matter. I remember seeing an article on Facebook a long time ago. There was a woman in her, I don't want to exaggerate, I think she was in her 70s, and she was getting her master's. She was receiving it. She had finished and she was receiving it, and they were, you know, celebrating her. And I remember back then people were thinking, like, you know, what's the point? Like, you're so old and da 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 da. The point is that it's an accomplishment for her. It's something that she wanted to do. It's a goal that she had and that she reached. It doesn't matter how old she is. And I think I took that away with me, and I always kept hang on to that. And when I faced, you know, the cynics and the criticism and the, oh my God, like, you're going to be 48, I remembered this woman, 70 something years old, getting her master's. There is no age limit on your ability to learn something new. There are post secondary programs at many community colleges that are geared towards people, retirees, people in their older, that are older than I am, people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever have you, that want to learn something new, whether it's whatever, cooking or picking up a new skill or computers. A lot of people right now are into like learning new technologies because technology is advancing so quickly. It is actually beneficial to people older in age to take these courses. They're like refreshers, help you stay up to date. There are a lot of people who, for their independence, they want to be able to troubleshoot their own iPads and program their own computers and, you know, do their own thing, get their own emails, set up their own stuff. So they're not codependent on other people. I am that type of individual. I don't want to be like burdening anybody with anything. I always want to try and stay ahead of the game. And so that is another huge component as to why I decided now is the time. I didn't have to. I could have just, you know, stayed in my position and, you know, I can keep up and do what I need to do to get the work done and I don't need to do all this other stuff. But for me personally, I really needed this kind of mental reset, if you want to call it that, or this extra boost. Like I really wanted to learn. My brain has been craving new knowledge for years. And like I said, the only barrier I had was financial, and my job took care of that. So of course I am going to take advantage of this opportunity. And so many people at work have been doing that throughout the company, throughout, you know, once this program launched. So many people have taken part in this program. They have been successful and gone on, promoted to other positions, higher positions. Some people have stayed, some people have, they have different courses that you take. So some people literally just wanted to learn something new for their position. And that's kind of where I am at the moment. I'm excited. And I may go further depending on, you know, how it affects my life and how we work. Like my job has been amazing in terms of scheduling. They've kind of reworked the schedule so that I'm able to take that time, go back to school, learn what I need to learn, do what I need to do, and pay for it. That is amazing. So I'm so grateful and so thankful. And there are sometimes people, I got tongue tied. Sometimes you don't know. If you have a full-time job or a job or whatever the case may be, it's always good to go and talk to HR. Find out what new programs are available for career development, just for personal development and growth in general. And you'll find that a lot of these big companies, they have these programs. Just sometimes people are not aware of it. They're posted up on the wall somewhere. You're not really paying attention, or you're not in the huddle. You don't hear about it. It's always good to reach out to HR, touch bases. It's part of their job to make sure that, you know, the workforce is informed about everything that's available to them through the company. And my company has a lot of amazing programs, whether it's for mental health, therapy, whether it's going back to school, whether it's, you know, certain savings on trips with your family. All that type of stuff is kind of geared towards your personal self-development and growth. And excuse me. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that. Like I said, I received 90% positive feedback. A lot of people were excited for me. A lot of people were happy for me. But there were that, you know, that little minority, that little group of people who were super negative, had nothing positive to say, no encouragement. And that was a lot. It was a lot of self-projection. But like I said, you know, you cannot control people's reaction. It was just amazing to see like how many people were on board and they understood and they were super supportive. And I'm excited. Like I said, I will be documenting my journey. You're never too old to go back to school or to even learn something new. It doesn't have to be university. It could be a course at the YMCA. It could be community college. It could be a free online course. There are a lot of online courses that are free for people who are interested in like learning about, you know, setting up your email, setting up your whatever it is that you need to learn. YouTube is another huge tool that you can use if you're wanting to learn something new but not wanting to pay all this money to go back to school. Right now, we shouldn't really have any barriers for specific things. I don't want to be like unrealistic. You do have certain things that you will have to go to school and receive like tutelage for, but there are a lot of self-learning things that you can do now online if you just want to learn something new. And I'm grateful and happy that we are in that time where you can do that. I didn't have that back in the day when I was like, I'm going crazy. I need to learn something. I want to go back to school. How am I going to pay for it? The only path forward back then was either go to university or go to college, and you got to pay out of pocket. There was no, you know. So anyway, that's kind of like my take on the whole thing. I did want to do that for my little entrepreneurial video this week. Even as an entrepreneur, yes, you do have to constantly learn new things, even more so as an entrepreneur, because you may not have another, external source like I do, work to pay for it. So you will have to pay out of pocket is the only way to kind of stay abreast of things. Yes, you can learn some things online, but business related stuff, it's always best to do that through, go to a reputable school, take the right courses, learn the right material, because you have to kind of implement this stuff in your business. So you don't want to be getting information that's not tailored to what you're doing, and then it's kind of like you're all over the place. It's always best to get it from a reputable source. Learn the material that you need to learn in order to elevate. It's all about elevation, whether mentally, financially, whatever the case may be for you. Wanting to learn something new. For me, it's a holistic. I want to implement the information at work and in my business. And I also want to mentally kind of recharge a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on the whole situation. Ooh, I kicked my stand again. Sorry about that, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation, and we'll talk about it some more. Like I said, I am going to be documenting my journey, so if you guys want to keep up with that, definitely subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we'll catch up in the next video. Stay up and stay blessed. Deuces. Period.